Welcome back to Mustache Moto. It's Ben. Today I'm on the way up to the mountains for a quick overnight little camping trip with my buddy who's up in front of me. See Kieran up there. While I'm sitting here on the highway before we get to the mountains, I figured I'd give a quick update and review of the Carpuride, I believe it's the W502 Apple CarPlay device for motorcycles. Had this for about a month. Gotten pretty good use out of it. Found some likes and some definite dislikes with it. So I want to catch you guys up on it and give you the information, figure out if it's something you might like for your bike. So I'll start off saying, price was pretty good. A couple $100 for the unit, as well as the special BMW mount, which replaces the ram ball mount on the back. Screw that in, and then it clicks right into the connected ride cradle, gets its power through the cradle, so there's no extra wiring to do, and it locks. So those are actually fantastic features. It's not the sturdiest of mounts, I don't think. I mean, it's not going to fall off on you, but I'd like it to have a couple extra screws. I would have also liked it to sit a little more flush, to fit further back in the cradle. But not bad. For $30, the convenience of it was great. It could probably, even though it locks, somebody could probably just snap it off if they tried. Not super worried about that. People don't tend to mess with my bike. If I'm in a nasty area, hopefully it's being supervised, or I could always unlock it and throw it in the locking saddlebags. It's CarPlay, works just like CarPlay. It's pretty responsive. That's great. So you've got all your apps. You can use, I use Waze all the time, so I can keep an eye on cops. My music is all through Spotify. You can make phone calls. You can have your texts announced to you. Those are all great. And one of the things about that is if it's seamless and you understand how it works and you use it in your car, and you're just used to it, it takes less of your attention away from riding. So I think that's great. The 5-inch size, I really like that because it doesn't cover up the TFT. I think the 7-inch is probably too big. That's the other version of this that a lot of people get. But I think the 5-inch is about the right size. The downside on that is it's a little, you can still do pretty well with your gloves on and hit buttons, but sometimes there'll be buttons or touches that you're trying to do that are a little more difficult because the icons are a little smaller. Not a huge deal. I got clumsy big fingers, but it works for me. Works right through the gloves, and like I said, it's a very responsive thing. I love that it just starts right up with the bike. Connects quickly and seamlessly to the phone. I don't have to take my phone out of my pocket, which is especially good on short trips. Now, on long trips, if I'm going somewhere, the phone's gonna have to charge at the same time, so I'm not gonna be able to leave it in my pocket. I'm gonna have to put it in. I've got this little bag here instead of a tank bag, so I can put it in here, plug the phone in, and charge while I'm running. But then I've got enough, even more things going on here, where without the GPS, without the Carpuride CarPlay, I can have the phone there and have it plugged in. Still trying to come to terms with that and see what I like or dislike about it. Connects really well with the phone and the helmet. The way I've got it routed is basically the device controls everything, but the audio goes from my phone to the helmet. So my helmet is not connected to the Carpuride. And I'll get into that in a minute because that's one of the downsides of this thing. The connection's going to be complicated. Let's see. Other great things, the screen doesn't get hot like your phone does and dim down when it's super bright outside so you can see it. It's waterproof. You don't have to worry about getting caught in the rain and covering up your phone or putting your phone in a plastic bag or anything like that. So it's good to go there. I guess your phone's, you got it in your pocket, it's on you. If you were to wreck, you got your phone, you can grab it. I can get to the bike. But I don't really think about that too much. Some people do talk about that. So that's, I think that pretty much wraps it up. So let's talk about some of the downsides. And here's the really big one. And that is, you gotta, I like having the phone connected to my TFT. Okay, so that's a BMW thing. Other bikes, you don't have to worry about this at all, probably. But so my phone is connected to the TFT via Bluetooth. And so that gets the BMW Connected Ride app to work. That's great. Previously, I would have my helmet also connected to the TFT. If you do that, you can control your music. You can take and receive phone calls or make phone calls and adjust your navigation using your little whizzy wheel, your controller here, and see that on the TFT. And that will actually make changes on the Carpuride. Sounds amazing, right? Really, it's slick when it does that. The problem is if you get a phone call or you make a phone call, the helmet then changes the audio connection to the TFT, and the volume gets all screwed up. You can't understand, people can't understand you, it messes up the mic, you can't understand them, and then the volume of what you were doing through CarPlay is all screwed up too, and you can't hear that. So there's just no way that I can make that work. Now, granted, I'm working with a Senna, and it's a pretty cheap one. It's the built-in one on this Parlante 2 or something like that. I can't remember what they call this, the Sedici helmet. Maybe it's better with a Cardo. I don't know, but it seems like a lot of people have that problem where the connection gets that switching back and forth to the TFT with the helmet really screws things up. I mean, if you're not making any phone calls or taking any phone calls, it's actually really cool because being able to control everything from the whizzy wheel is great, and you don't have to worry about reaching forward and messing with the screen. Really, that's the big thing. All right, hopefully you got enough information now to figure out if this is right for you and how to set it up on your bike. Now get out there and ride.